Welcome back to E&I UK and Europe edition. Now for some more interesting stories from around the United Kingdom this week. First, our live correspondent joining us is Love Ann Season, who has more details for us on the Heathrow's proposed third runway. Hello again, Love Ann.
Hi, Giancarlo, and thank you. So Britain's Supreme Court on Wednesday ruled that Heathrow, one of the world's busiest airports, can build a third runway, overturning a legal decision to block the plan on environmental grounds as the aviation industry looks to recover from the coronavirus pandemic. The nation's highest court struck down a Court of Appeal ruling in February that the UK government had failed to take into account climate change commitments when in 2018 it approved the new runway at the London airport. Heathrow successfully argued that the Court of Appeal had made errors of law. Following the latest ruling, Friends of the Earth insisted that the ruling was not a green light, saying that the judgment still required Heathrow to address climate concerns. Now, Greenpeace urged Prime Minister Boris Johnson to scrap the project in light of the government's targets on cutting carbon emissions. 5 years ago, Johnson infamously vowed to lie down in front of the bulldozers to stop the runway being built. It was his predecessor, Theresa May, who in 2018 approved the third runway, while Johnson has ignored his bulldozer pledge as he trumpets big infrastructure projects to help drive Britain's post-Brexit economy. Now, the Supreme Court said that while the UK government said that the building work could begin in 2020, Heathrow warned that it would delay the construction by at least 2 years, owing to the legal challenges and the coronavirus upheaval. So back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Love Ann. Could you tell us what has been the reaction of the public on the Supreme Court's ruling to give the go-ahead for Heathrow's third runway?
Yes, so Giancarlo, first of all, Heathrow Airport, of course, hailed the ruling. So expanding the UK's hub airport means that they can connect all of Britain to all of the growing markets in the world. It also means that more jobs for every nation and for every region in the country. Now, the demand for air travel will recover from COVID-19, and it will allow Britain to compete trade with rivals France and Germany. Now, on the other hand, Friends of the Earth are disappointed with the outcome, of course. For them, it's like betraying the future of the next generation. It will be putting more planes in the sky, and it will only increase emissions that, as we know, will destroy the planet. So this is definitely not the last that we will hear about this, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Love Ann. But what also are the commitments that the UK itself is making to address these climate concerns?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, Giancarlo, since the runway was approved in 2018, there has been a commitment from the UK to net zero emissions by 2050. And early this month, it also pledged to cut carbon emissions by 68% by 2030. So we all know that this climate crisis is just getting worse. Now, next November, UK will be hosting an important UN climate summit. So you can imagine all eyes will be focused on the UK and what they will be doing next. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Love Ann, for bringing us that interesting story. We hope to hear from you again next week.
Thank you. And reporting from London, United Kingdom, I'm Love Ann Season, and we live in interesting times.